When you hear about women with children living in cars in a society like Australia, it's a disgrace. Housing affordability here now is never been worse.
I used to own my own home. I was in East Brighton, and I sold my home to invest in this business, went up to Sydney to train, and yeah, it just didn't fire on all cylinders. And within a year, it was pretty obvious we were going to move. I'm Avril Lockhead, and we've lived in this house for 14 years. It was a time when it was like every ambition I had went down the gurgler. We were getting into a bit of strife because 55% of our income and Centrelink benefits was going on our rent, and then you've got utilities and everything else. There's not a lot of money left over for really anything else. Many families now are having to rent on the private market, paying excessive proportions of their income in just maintaining a house above their head. My name is Ian McLaren. I'm the General Manager of SouthEast Housing Co-operative. When you consider housing is a primary need, how can you get on with anything else if you're not sure you're going to have a roof above your head every night and feel safe as well?
People can't afford the private rents. They're just too high. There's no stability. You move into a property, you know, this month, 6 months later, the landlord decides to sell it. I'm Joy Haynes, and I'm here at SouthEast Housing as the tenancy officer. I don't think there's anything more important than stable, secure accommodation. I mean, yes, all the rest, health and education and jobs, they're all necessary. But those without a stable home to go home to every night, the rest is just nothing.
SouthEast Housing Co-operative provides rental housing to people on low incomes who wish to be part of a cooperative model. It's an unusual model in the sense that the tenants are indeed the bosses or the owners of the organisation, as well as being the recipients of the service it provides. People are involved with cooperatives because they see it as an option that has dignity for them and allows them the opportunity to be involved and to get on with their lives. I don't think people realise just how large some cooperatives are. In Germany, cooperatives manage 2.2 million properties, representing 6% of the total housing of Germany. That is substantial. What we provide as a cooperative is an opportunity for people to pay only a percentage of their salary, not market rent necessarily.
Well, it's predominantly aimed at lower income people. Rent is based on 25% of your income. There's so many people out there that are desperate for housing, and I get probably 3-4 phone calls nearly every day of people at their wits' end, have no idea where they will go. I saw an information session, and it was on one evening, and I phoned them about 5 times to say, yes, I will be there, left messages, numerous messages to say, I'll be there, I'll be attending. I put in my application and then held my breath. They'd tell me within 7 days, and I got the call and I completely stopped breathing, and she said, we'd like to offer you one of our houses.
When she called me, she said, you're still looking for the the house? I say yes. I couldn't believe it. My name is Noel. I've been living in this house nearly 4 years. When she gave me the address, I came by myself and then I look around.
They gave us the address and we were like driving up and down the street every other day just to get the feeling of the place.
She gave me the appointment the next day and I wait for her and then they opened the door and I look inside the house. I'm very excited. Yeah, I like the house.
In private tenancy, you don't know if they're going to sell the house out from under you. So there is a lack of that link, that ownership. Whereas here, there's definitely ownership. I'm here, we're here for the long haul.
It's nicer than our old house. A lot more open-spaced and more modern. I'm Zoe and I'm 16.
I'm Jess and I'm 14.
I like the room we're in now because it had the inbuilt wardrobe and the little shelf where I could put stuff on. Yeah, it was just a nice little crazy room, so I thought that was fine for me.
And James's room was blue, but it wasn't like a pretty blue, it's kind of weird blue, so I didn't want that room.
Cooperative housing is a lot more personal. It's aimed at people having an input into what happens to their houses. For an example, what colour they may be painted, what colour carpet they want.
Oh, Jane was delighted. The walls were white and all the architraves and the doors and the windows were gloss pink, pale pink. Personally, I didn't find it offensive at all. David was a little bit concerned, but Jane just thought she'd moved into a Barbie home.
If my house is decorated and it looks good, I will be happy inside.
And I got to choose the colour of the paintwork, so the Barbie went. And yes, we went a bit more middle of the way, neutral, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, we get to say, I suppose if I wanted to do black or green, they may have concerns about that.
We've got 2-bedroom houses, 2-bedroom units, 3, 4-bedroom properties. We've got brick veneer, we've got weatherboards. But the houses, they're wonderful houses. Kids have a stable home, they're not being moved about all the time. They're able to settle down, they're able to do their study, they have a place that they can call home rather than just feeling that they just live in some rental property somewhere.
Well, we've moved schools a lot in the past and we just like staying in one place.
My mum and dad had a house and then I was born, we had another house in another house.
4 or 5?
We had another house.
5 or 6 maybe.
And then when Claudia was born, we had this house.
Like the park's pretty close, so I just take my brothers there on the weekend.
It's a shortcut as well to get to the bus stop. So it's a convenient little park just there.
It has a place where my brother and sister could play.
Like proper air conditioning. I love that.
And we have a lot of stuff in the garage. Even my skateboard's in there.
We have families, we have single parents, we have elderly couples.
Cooperatives are a democratic form of business enterprise. They're owned and controlled by the members in the cooperative.
My name is David Griffiths, Secretary of Cooperatives Victoria.
Well, SouthEast Housing Co-op was actually formed in 2000. It's an amalgamation of a number of smaller co-ops.
There was Frankston, Ringwood Croydon, Oakley, and then later Moorabbin.
The cooperative rents out properties to the member tenants. In the majority case, they're owned by the government, or there's a few properties where the cooperative has been able to raise sufficient funds to purchase the properties outright. So in SouthEast's case, It has 160 properties. 10 of the properties it owns outright, and 150 properties are managed on behalf of the government.
We've got people in properties that have been in them for 20 odd years. No one has to go until they're ready to go.
To have the security to know that you're here, this is your area, you know, that kind of ownership. And that's why I love the garden. You know, I love keeping it great. I'd like to be proactive with what I would, consider my ownership of the property and have it representing the co-op to the best of my ability.
I like the house. I like the area.
Now we've got nice flat space, lots of trees, put a tyre swing in the tree. And I can see us having more family barbecues in this backyard.
So I think, you know, the cooperative model is never been more relevant because we do offer something that is not driven by bottom line profits. We certainly are about making surpluses. We don't apologise for that. We're a not-for-profit organisation. I always say we're not-for-profit, but we're not for loss either.
I would hope that I could keep this job for another 10 years. I would hope that we would get more houses. I would hope that our tenants and our members would continue to, thrive and prosper.
We believe that if government will support the growth opportunities, then we can give them a sustainable, long-term sustainable housing model that will look after people on low incomes for the future.
Lounge room.
Lunch room.
Lounge room.
Kitchen.
Dining room.
Bathroom.
Bedroom.
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 Home.
Home.